Merci Rodriguez here, week 6 multimedia presentation. This week we were tasked with answering a question if our boss walked into our government agency or our public local agency and said we need to run this agency more like a private sector. So the two theories that I will be talking about will be Rosenblum, the separation of power, and the three main approaches that he talks about. One being managerial, two political, three legal. So, with the private versus public, with the managerial approach, it's more geared towards the executives. The organizational structure is very organized, very functional, efficient. Hierarchy plays a huge role here. All functions and positions need to be clearly assigned. Administrators should be selected based on merit, basically very politically neutral. Their views are very impersonal views of individuals. So whether they're employee or client, successful or not, this approach is essential in order to maximize efficiency and effectiveness. That's the way they view it. With the political approach, it's geared more toward legislative. Um, the organizational structure here is heavily relied on political values. It's aligned more with the current society that it governs or community. It's a product of our economy, thus very political. Um, they view one another as they can connect with or like-minded. Um, and with the legal approach, it's more geared towards the judiciary. So it's connected with the judiciary type, organizational structure. The view here is it's the individual is due process. It's owed the due process and right that lead to equity. So with that being said, going from public to private, um, it wouldn't work here, not according to the Rosenberg's theory. With Allison's theory in public and private management, Allison goes into similarities between the public and private in managing. My key takeaways here were planning, organizing, coordinating, and staffing. Very similar in the ways that public or local agency would plan, organize, coordinate, and staff as opposed to a private sector. The differences I see an issue here, specifically with time duration and direction in public agencies with time. Their timeliness is due to some sort of political calendar, whereas in the private sector, they have more time, they're more market driven schedule with duration. In the public sector, they have shorter terms that are served for the offices there. And in the private sector, they have obviously longer tenure there. And with direction, it would be an issue with the public or local agency. They make decisions more based on community or just a variety of reasons. And in the private, their their decision or their direction is more order based. The higher up or their superiors are giving them some type of orders or direction there. So the challenges with running a local government agency or a public agency like a private, that you would have huge corruption or possibly huge corruption that again would lead to political issues or even political issues that would lead to corruption and vice versa, and also just the lack of community connection. Um, when you run a private sector and try to, or when you run a public agency, sorry, and try to convert it into a private sector, in my opinion, these are the three issues that you would be challenged with. So that's my presentation. Thank you.